It's a historic day today in Eugene. A lot of really good things going for this Oregon football team as the first AP rankings came out, and the Ducks are in a very good spot. The Oregon Football Report is presented by Prize Picks. I am your host, Will Ortner. And the fact that Dan Lanning in his, I'm going to call it a short stint so far as a head coach, because I think it's going to go on for not only many years, but hopefully many decades to come. He has built the Ducks into a perennial power, so much so that they are no longer surprising teams when they get ranked high in the preseason rankings. And I think for the first time, the Ducks getting into a spot where they are top two. That's right. They're the second ranked team in college football by the AP Top 25 going into the preseason is freaking awesome for this university. And it's cool to see how far this football program has come. When you look at the entire AP Top 25 as well, this isn't a situation where the Ducks, hey, you have a good team and everyone else just has a poor team. Texas is loaded this year. Notre Dame is loaded this year. Indiana, with apparently the fact that they just get to bring everyone back out of retirement, they are a loaded team. Miami is loaded. Ole Miss can be very good. LSU can be very good. There's a lot of talent right now in college football, and the Oregon Ducks are viewed as the second best team this season. And to me, that's a really good sign for a multitude of different reasons. We're going to break it all down on this show. The good, where the Ducks can improve, and why I do think Duck fans should be excited, albeit probably not too excited, because you don't want to read too much into the rat poison. I want to thank everyone, before we dive into those reasons, though, for hitting that subscribe button. We've been on the road to 4K for quite a while now. I'm not going to lie. Felt like the Oregon Trail. It was long. We almost got stuck in Donner Pass. That's a geography joke for those of you who know what I'm talking about. We got to 4K subs. Keep hitting that sub button. You're going to get Ducks news and rumors. We're trying to get to 5K. We're trying to catch up to Notre Dame now, by the way. They passed us ever so slightly. We're going to reel them back in. Let's look at my first thing of good news. The college football experts, albeit some of them maybe not the brightest, looking right at you, Paul Feinbaum. I'm the smartest bald college football expert. They do love the Oregon Ducks. When you look at the teams that received first place votes, I think it would be easy for people to assume that the Ducks got the second most first place votes behind Ohio State because they are in that second spot. But clearly that is not the case, right? The Ducks got the second most first place votes, but Notre Dame, a team that was in fourth, they didn't get the third most first place votes. They ended up actually getting the fourth most. And it wasn't because the team that was in third, the Georgia Bulldogs, got more than they did. The Georgia Bulldogs didn't get any first place votes. The Indiana Hoosiers actually ended up getting 8 first place votes. So you can see based on these first place votes that there are people, just because a team is ranked or finishes in that second spot because of the culmination of points that teams get based on those votes, does not mean that they were essentially the second team in every single category. The Ducks have built an elite roster with a ton of talent, and that has forced experts' hands to say, we can't just look at Oregon as the little old team in the PNW, the team that's always hoping to be the USC Trojans. No, the USC Trojans are hoping to be the Oregon Ducks nowadays. When you look at the key players on this team, I came up with just 5. I could have came up with 10. I probably could have came up with 15. I could have asked producer Tom and said, hey, you come up with your key players, I'll come up with mine, and we might have 1, maybe 2 that are the same, but a bunch of other guys that are different. Handful of these guys, they are homegrown talent. A handful of these guys are transfers in. You look at this Duck roster, top to bottom, offense and defense, it is a complete team, and it is a team that is loaded. I believe that this is the best roster talent that the Oregon Ducks have had, and it's because you have guys that have shown they can do it, but you also have a multitude of guys who are coming in, building up. Tommy Tofi, Emmanuel Ihanacho, to name a few, that are slowly putting themselves into the conversation for playing right away as freshmen. And that's incredible for this program. We have more to discuss on the program today, but first, I need to let you know that today's show is made possible by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app and is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Let's take a look at my lineup for the football action this season. I have the more on Justin Herbert pass yards. I believe the offense will be much improved in LA, and that should hopefully lead to more passing yards for Herbert. That's why I have the more on his passing yards. I have the more on Quentin Johnston receiving TDs. I believe that Johnston will have more opportunities to catch the football with a hopefully improved offense in Los Angeles. That's why I have the more on his receiving TDs. I also have the more on Rashid Shaheed receiving yards. A full offseason in Seattle should help Shaheed build better chemistry with Darnold. That's why I have the more on his receiving yards. New user offer. Best of all, play your first $5 and get $150 in lineups if you win. Just use code HMA when you sign up. That's right. Prize Pictures switched up their offers, so there's no better time to join. Lock in and win that first lineup. That's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 plus lineup. Another piece of good information here for the Oregon Ducks is this is their highest preseason ranking ever. Hence why this is a historic day down in Eugene. Now, the Ducks have been a team that has had a lot of success. Obviously, they are a team that has been ranked as the number one team in the country, and it's happened multiple times. And it's actually happened with multiple different head coaches. But in the Dan Lanning era, he was brought in to build a team that wasn't in the mold of the Chip Kelly teams, which was you get a bunch of fast underdog guys, you have a offensive games plan and a game script that is ahead of its time, and you win kind of with smoke and mirrors. Lanning was brought in to build a team like they did in the SEC in the early and late 2010s. He was brought in to build a team that played hard, smash mouth, aggressive football on the defensive side and the offensive side. And this is exactly what he has done. He has brought in coaches that can recruit and develop talent in a way where the Ducks are viewed as a blue blood or a new blood, a version of a blue blood that is new to college football, that every single year is going to be at the top of the rankings. That's always going to be in the conversation for being the national champion. A team that is disappointed when they are ranked 8th, 9th, 10th in the country at the beginning of the year. Lanning has earned the love and respect that the Ducks are getting, and I think that is so freaking awesome that he is our coach. Are you happy with the Ducks' spot in the AP rankings? Let us know down below in our comment section. Is this a yes or is this a no for you? Because I could understand why some people say, hey, this should be the number one team. It's the best quarterback. It's the best defense. It is going to be the best offense, especially if the offensive line hits. For me, I'm personally okay with where the Ducks are at. I think anywhere in the top 5, you should be happy as a fan, whether you are Ohio State, Georgia, Oregon, Notre Dame, or any of the rest, right? You just want to be in that top 5, Texas. You want to be in that top 5 spot. You should be happy. Everything after that, it's all just personal levying and personal movement based on the college football expert. Let's talk about the national championship opportunity. I love stupid stats. Maybe that's because I am a stupid person. But there are times where you can look at a weird stat. I know with the basketball tournament that goes on in March. Hey, you don't win the title if you're not in the top 15 in KenPom for offense and defensive efficiency. So then when you go and you make your picks for that, right, you go and try and make sure that you position your teams that are in the top 15 of that offense and defense. Well, Brett McMurphy had a national championship opportunity and a stat for Duck fans that I thought was really stinking cool and should fire up a lot of you because it fired up me. Again, a stupid stat. In 19 of the past 22 years, the national champion has ranked in the top 7 in the AP 25 preseason poll. So when you look at the top 7 teams in college football, well, you're going to be pretty excited. Notice that the Oregon Ducks, they obviously fall into this, actually on the higher end of this, with the best chances to win a national championship. And look, all of these teams that you have here in the top 7 all have legit reasons on why they can win it. Ryan Day and Ohio State, Curt Cignetti, Indiana, they have done it before. Kirby Smart has done it before. Notre Dame, you're loaded to the gills with talent. Texas, loaded to the gills with talent. Miami, you were just in a national championship. I think you can make the argument you got better at the quarterback position. The Ducks, loaded with talent, and they might have the best quarterback in all of college football. So that is a real good reason why a lot of us should be excited for where the Ducks are ranked. Now, here's why it's a stupid stat. Literally last year, Indiana was not ranked inside the top 7. I don't know if you know this. Indiana just won a national championship, and they were kind of on the outside looking in. Now, to be fair to Brett McMurphy, he did say 19 out of the last 22. So there are outliers, but it does feel like the Ducks are in a good spot where they are with the majority. It feels like this really epitomizes the natty or bust year. We have been saying that for a while here at the Oregon Football Report. I know a bunch of other college football experts, Oregon Duck experts, have been saying this for a while. It is fun to go into a season where it is natty or bust. It feels like so much is riding on every single game, and I think that is a good thing for this team. The Ducks get an easy non-conference schedule, or I guess I should not say easy, but it is a easier than it could have been non-conference schedule. With the AP rankings out, we now know all of the different ranked teams the Ducks will end up playing, or at least right now with the AP rankings on where each team ends up sitting. When you look at the September schedule for this Oregon football team, notice you do not have to play a single team with a rankings beside their name. Now, Boise State and Oklahoma State, they are just on the outside looking in. They ended up being in a category where they also receive votes. But the Ducks will not have to play a non-conference game against an FBS-ranked opponent. Maybe Coach Fisk will get that thing rocking the right way at Portland State, and you have to play a top 25 team there. But something tells me the Oregon Ducks will be fine against a team in the top 25 of the FCS. We have a little bit more to go on the program today, but first, I need to let you know that today's show is also made possible by SeatGeek. When it's time to get out of the house, there's not many better options right now than a ball game. And with SeatGeek being MLB's official ticket marketplace, your tickets are fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled in your account after purchase. I was having some fun last night with the special lady friend we got on the laptop, and we went right to SeatGeek. Wanted to check out some Ducks game tickets. Thought about looking at that Broncos game to open the season. Now, you know me, I'm looking for the best deals, so I'm looking for those green dots. And I do like to sit as close to the field as I can. I want to be right in there with all of the action. Whether it's a Ducks game with a special lady friend or a Co-Wetzel concert with the boys, SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good. Red means bad. And of course, I have a code for you guys. You can use code CHAT10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with the promo code CHAT10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you so very much, SeatGeek. We're going to end the program talking about the ranked opponents that the Oregon Ducks are going to have to play. Now, look, I'm pretty open. I'm pretty honest. The Ducks do have a schedule that I think is a little bit more on the brutal side for this team in Eugene. The Ducks, at least right now, are only going to have to play 4 ranked opponents. Bummer is you're going to end up playing 3 of them in November and 2 of them in back-to-back weeks. But right now, the only ranked opponents that the Ducks would play is the number 1 team in the country, Ohio State. In the end of September, you're going to take on the 14th ranked USC Trojans. Michigan, they're 16th right now, and UW at 17. Obviously, Zachary Neal put out a good tweet. There's a chance maybe Oklahoma State could get in by the time that you would have to play them. Illinois is just on the outside looking in. It also wouldn't shock me if a team like Nebraska, yes, I've been listening a lot to the propaganda perpetuated by the great producer Tom. There's a chance that they are undefeated going into that game against Oregon on October 17th. They have an easier schedule to start the year. Maybe they will be ranked as well. But right now in the preseason, only 4 ranked opponents. That is a good thing. You're going to get tested, but not tested too many times. You don't want to have a pop quiz every single Friday. I can't wait for week 1, man. It's 2 Saturdays away from week 0, and then you've got week 1 right after that. We got to get through 2 more Saturdays, and then we get Ducks football. So 21 days or whatever that number is. Math was never my strong suit. I can tell you this. I cannot wait to see Boise State running out onto the field in Autzen, watching the Oregon Ducks absolutely take it to them. It's going to be a fun year. I'm excited. I'm fired up. I can't wait for the Ducks to go on what I think can be a historic run for a historic year. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video. Can't wait to see you guys next time. And as always, Sko Ducks.